Hey beauty, so let's just jump right into this tutorial. So my skin is already prepped, but I do need to prime. So I'm going ahead and I'm using the Laura Mercier Pure Canvas Power Primer. I love that this primer is silicone free and it feels like a moisturizer, so it's very soft on the skin. It literally feels like face lotion. So to, of course, put on foundation, I'm using the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. If you guys look, this is way more foundation that I would wear every day, but I'm trying to show you all a flawless, full coverage kind of look. So I'm using a little bit more foundation. Some people might use this much, but on me, I kind of like to keep my foundation really light unless I'm doing a very full coverage look. So I'm using the biggest brush from the Flawless Face collection from MODA. This is a big brush, so it does cover a lot of area. So I'm just moving around in circular motions just to push that product around. Then I'm using another brush from one of their sets, and I'm going in on places where that powder, well, the bigger brush did not hit. So I'm pressing in. And the reason why I'm pushing in the product is that it just kind of moves the product around a little bit better. So to conceal, I'm using the CoverGirl True Blend Undercover Concealer. I'm using one shade that is my color, closer to my skin tone, and one that's a little lighter. I actually don't highlight very brightly. I kind of like to keep it just a little lighter than me. And I make sure I highlight in areas where the light would hit. So underneath my eyes, the bridge of my nose, my forehead, also my chin. And I'm taking that brush that I was using and I'm pressing in the product. So I'm trying to explain a little bit more in depth of how I do things and why I do things. If you guys like that, please let me know in the comment section below. But you can use a beauty blender for this and push this product in, but I didn't feel like using a beauty blender at hand. I had all my MODA brushes there for them, and thank you so much, MODA, for sending these to me. They are awesome. One thing I do like about MODA brushes is that they are super affordable and they have such cute, like they're aesthetically pleasing and they're just adorable. The packaging is cute, their brushes are cute, and they have really good brushes. So to set under my eyes, I'm using the Laura Mercier. This is their translucent powder in deep. And I'm just pressing that with the powder brush in that 5-piece set. And I'm pushing it in. And I'm making sure I go under my eyes, especially because I have some creases under there. So I want to make sure I get in there. So to contour, I'm using the Black Radiance Beauty. This is their True Complexion Contour Palette in medium, and I'm using that middle shade. So anytime you lay product down, wherever you put your color, that's where you're going to get the most payoff. So that's why I start all the way from my ear instead of starting closer to the middle of my face, because it would be too much product. So I want a nice gradient of contour. So I'm starting from my ear, moving in circular motions down to my cheek. And I do the circular motions around in my forehead and other areas that I want it to come in or look, I guess, smaller. My face is a little rounder, so I want it to have a little bit more definition. And to define my nose, I'm just using that same brush, but I'm spreading it out with my hands, and I'm using it as if it was like some type of fan brush. So for blush, I'm using the NYX Feel the Heat. This is a very beautiful spring blush. And as you can see, I put so much on my cheeks. But that is okay. I know sometimes that might freak people out, but all you got to do is take your powder brush that you use or just a clean brush and just move it around in circles just to give it like a buffed kind of look. Just as if you were coloring or using color pencils, you kind of take your hand and shade. That's kind of what I'm doing here, but with the my powder brush or a clean brush. And see how it just gave like a nice pop of color. I'm not a big blush person, but I thought this blush was such a cute color. So for my eyes, I'm using the Urban Decay Naked Heat. This is a very easy eyeshadow kind of look. So I'm using Keeper, and I'm going to use that as my transition shade. So from that MODA set, I'm using the blending brush, and I'm just moving circular motions from the outer corner to the inner corner of my eye. Like I said, when you put down that brush, that color is going to be wherever you put it, that's where you're going to get the most payoff. So I always start from the outer corner of my eye and then work my way in. So I'm just going to go ahead and blend that just so it kind of blends in. Sorry, sometimes my camera gets a little out of focus, but we're working with it. So for more definition, I'm using Sting. That's the deepest shade in this palette. And I'm using that on the outer corner of my eye just to kind of give it just some definition, really. It's a no makeup kind of look. It's not like my natural no makeup look, but this is more of like a full face full coverage, no makeup look. I don't feel like doing the most kind of look. So next I'm going to use Swarm, and I'm going to put that on my lid. It's like a little tan color, and I'm going to use that eyeshadow brush that's in that set and just kind of pack that on the lid. And like I've told you guys in other videos, I don't swipe my eyeshadow, but I pack it on because I want the most color and I don't want it to look streaky. So I'm not wearing any lashes, but this is a look that you can definitely pop on some lashes if you like. I'm just going to use mascara, and I'm using the CoverGirl, I think this is their Exhibitionist mascara. So I'm just going to coat my lashes, especially concentrated. I always go over a couple times with my lashes because they're short and I like volume. So for highlight, I am using CoverGirl Skin Lights in Twilight Gleam. This is a very bright highlight and super affordable, but very, very cute. So I'm just using that angle brush. You can use a fan brush. You can use a highlighter brush. There's so many brushes you can use for that. But I actually, if you guys notice, I did not put any of my Pixie Glow Mist like I usually do sometimes. But I just wanted it. I didn't want a very dewy look. I wanted more of like a matte look. So that's why I didn't do it. So to line my lips, I'm using BSN Dark Cherry. This I know I could find in the beauty supply stores in New York. I try to look it up online, but I can't find that brand, so you might just have to do some digging for that. But it's just like a brown, has like some red tones in there, like a berry kind of tone. So I'm going to use that. And then for the gloss, I'm going to use MAC's Lip Glass in Female Glaze. It's like a tan, but it's mostly just glitter. It's like a kind of shimmery kind of gloss. So yeah, that is the end of the look, and it's pretty. It's a pretty simple look. Like there's not much to it. I feel like if you got this routine down, you could do it very quickly. But I just love that pop of color on the cheeks. Like I love that for spring. So if you guys love this tutorial, let me know. I left some links in there below if you guys want to see where I got my stuff and whatnot. And I'll see you guys again on my next tutorial. Bye.